If you're considering moving to Fuquay-Varina today, this video is going to be covering all things Fuquay. Stick around.
All right, so Fuquay, technically it's Fuquay-Varina, but we're just gonna call it Fuquay. So Fuquay is located southwest of Raleigh. It's about 15 miles from Raleigh. It's about 20 minutes or so from Apex and about 10 minutes from Holly Springs. So actually where we're standing right here, which is Fuquay Mineral Springs Park, is literally 10 minutes from large shopping complexes in Holly Springs. So it's not far at all from those amenities that Holly Springs has. Fuquay is a small but very fast growing part of the triangle. In the 2010 consensus, it was, I think, 18,000.
Consensus.
The 2010 census is about 18,000 people, and it's doubled to roughly 40,000 in the 2020 census, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, but you see that significant amount of growth when you're going through Fuquay because you see all the building that's happening.
So some of the history of the town, so Zach mentioned it's called Fuquay-Varina.
It is.
If you're from around here, nobody's ever gonna call it Fuquay-Varina. You're just gonna call it Fuquay because it's just too much of a mouthful. But it is a hyphen between Fuquay and Varina because it used to be two separate towns. So you used to have Fuquay Springs originally, and then Varina. So Fuquay Springs because we are standing right here by a mineral spring that people used to travel like hundreds of miles, like way back in the day, like before the cars were around, you know, like
before the cars.
BC, before cars. And they would come to this mineral spring because they thought it had healing powers. So it's still here, and you can come and test it out and tell us if you're healed. I'm not going to try it today. Zach, maybe? You gonna try it? No?
Not gonna try it.
Okay, well, we can say that it might have healing powers, but we can't testify if it's true or not. I don't have any ailments right now to test it out. But anyway, that is why we had Fuquay Springs here and then Varina. They're both pretty small towns, but they had their own downtown. So now something kind of cool is that there's actually two downtown districts in Fuquay-Varina. So kind of neat, like you can see that history, and they've really preserved a lot of their history. Like the spring here has a park around it now. There's actually like a historical museum kind of area downtown as well. So definitely check it out if you're gonna come into the area. But just the history of the town and the names is really interesting.
It is, and I think it merged, and you might have already said this and I wasn't paying attention, but you might have, I think it merged in the early 60s, right? 1960.
Yeah, I think 61 or something like that.
Somewhere in the 60s.
Somewhere in there, but yeah, so really interesting. He never listens to me, as you can tell. He just testified to it on camera. But anyway, it's really cool history, lots of rich history here, and really just a really popular growing area, which is exciting.
It is, and a lot of that popularity comes from how many new builds are going up, the price points of those compared to the other areas, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll dig in and see some of that in a bit. So is Fuquay family friendly, a good place to live if you're moving here with your family? I definitely think it is. You've got a lot of parks and playgrounds in the area that are kind of continuing to be improved and growing. There's about 20 parks in the area. There are some greenway trail systems here, not as expansive as what you might find in neighboring areas like Holly Springs and Apex, Cary, where the greenway trail system is just really extensive and easily accessible through a lot of neighborhoods. But some of the neighborhoods here do have some trails in them. We're on a trail right now at South Park. South Park's really cool. I think this is my favorite.
You can probably see the splash pad behind us. Really cool splash pad.
Yeah, they've got a little splash pad and playground for kids.
Tons of kids on it right now, which is why we're kind of far away, so we don't get them in the film. But it's absolutely crowded. Yeah,
it's really cool. Baseball field. It's a community rec center here, so lots of things for people to utilize in the community, bring their kids to, which is really fun. The school systems here are part of the Wake County school system for most of Fuquay, but then there's also sections of Fuquay that are in Harnett County, so those would fall into a different school.
Yeah, so the further north you are, the closer like to Holly Springs you are in that part of Fuquay, you're going to be in Wake County schools. The further south you go is when you start getting into Harnett County. So one of the neighborhoods we're going to check out in this video is actually on the Harnett County side of the schools.
Yeah. So as far as amenities and shopping nearby, you've got a lot of things to get to just here in Fuquay without having to feel like you've got to drive into other areas to get to like a grocery store. You know, you've got plenty of things like that nearby, a Walmart, you know, you've got some restaurants and things of that nature. Now there is not a Target. You're gonna have to go to Holly Springs to go to Target, but there is a Chick-fil-A, so all is well in the world. You can still get to your Chick-fil-A here in Fuquay. It even rhymes. Fuquay Chick-fil-A. It's meant to be. So anyway, yeah, so you've got a lot of that stuff just right here, so you don't feel like you have to drive all the way into Raleigh or anything like that.
Because obviously that goes into like the family-friendly nature of it. Do you have things that are convenient to you? And you absolutely do.
For sure.
What does housing look like in Fuquay? That's always a big question. So this is a really crazy statistic. Out of all of the active homes that are active currently in Fuquay, 75% of those are new construction, which is
mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's an unbelievably high number. But that's honestly, it's what you feel in Fuquay. It's constant new construction. It's really neat because it's like a mixture. You go downtown Fuquay and you see the old, this century-old town, and then you go to the outskirts and it's just constant new construction. And that's what the feeling of Fuquay is. So the average price point of the homes in Fuquay is $480.
Yeah, which is significantly lower than just neighboring right next to us is Holly Springs, and the average price point there is $600,000.
Yep.
Then you go one step over and you're in like Apex and Cary, and then you're like more mid sixes and sevens. So, you know, it does get significantly cheaper here in Fuquay. So if you love the idea of living in Holly Springs, but maybe it's outside of your budget, Fuquay could be a really great option because you're just 10 minutes away. So you can experience and enjoy all the things Holly Springs has to offer with a beautiful new home with significantly more square footage per dollar here in Fuquay.
Exactly. So, and just in general, if you're looking for new construction, I mean, there's a few like hot spots in the triangle for new construction, and Fuquay is absolutely one of those. So anytime anyone's looking and is prioritizing new construction, Fuquay it needs to be on the list because there's so many options that are available.
For sure.
So the neighborhood we're in right now is called Serenity. It's one of the neighborhoods, one of the many neighborhoods that is going up in Fuquay. About 1,200 homes according to their website. The amenity center's going in. It's just a really nice neighborhood. But I mean, you can find stuff like this everywhere.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great area here. Lots of new construction, lots of opportunity, and just an experience to be part of growth in a big town and to watch things grow as you move in and change, and it seems really cool.
Yeah. I'm Zach, this is my beautiful wife, Cindy. We're a couple of real estate agents in the area. So if you're looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. Feel free to reach out. Our contact information is below. You can text, call, or email, and you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along with us on Instagram at The Honeycut Realtors. We will see you guys next time.
See you next time.